Another really great story about IoT security. We got some great IoT security stories recently. This one is by Eric Daigle. And what Eric did is that he found this basically connected interphone system that a bunch of buildings use, as building interphone at the entry of the building, and found that it was very insecure. In fact, this building interphone system has a web interface that's exposed on the internet. And that web interface has a default password that, yes, building administrators should update, but it turns out they don't, right? Once you connect to that web portal with the default password for a given building, you get a ton of data over what doors are being opened and closed. You can even remotely unlock, lock, or even permanently lock, put a door in lockdown at the click of a button. That's a major, major compromise. And it looks like it impacts hundreds of residences around the US and Canada. Unfortunately, this is all too often a problem. Manufacturers of devices build some sort of web interface to manage those devices. That's, the point of IoT. We build IoT so that we can connect it to the internet and do neat things with it, but don't think through enough the security posture of that web interface and don't invest enough in security. And especially if I were the company making that interphone, I might have said, well, it said in the guide you have to update the password. But we know that individuals aren't the best at following instructions, especially security instructions. And so ideally, when we build products, they should be secure by default. For example, if you're building a system that exposes a web interface and that web interface is secured by a password only, you probably should make sure that it's a unique password that's deployed on every device. You also could consider using more sophisticated modes of authentication, but that's a longer conversation. So long story short, these IoT devices, they really can have a big impact on people's lives. I mean, all of these folks are entrusting the security of their home to this company, and we ought to take security much more seriously.